Hey guys, so it's time for the weekly twin flame guidance reading. There's a couple of things that I want to express before I even begin. Let me say that this channel, okay, is for those who are truly on the twin flame journey, okay? This is not a channel for people who are just emotionally unhealthy, but they don't want to look at that. They don't want to heal that. They don't want to walk the journey. They just want to fantasize about someday that somebody's going to come along and rescue them from their own emotional dysfunction, from their own, lack of emotional health. This channel, I've set an intention to repel those people. What I'm trying to do here is assist those who are walking the path, who are truly on the journey to reaching twin flame union, okay? Through the work, through looking at things, through bringing things into the light, okay? This is not a channel for those who want to stay in the dark, for those who want to stay in the shadows, okay? This is a channel for those who want to make the shadows into, shed light on the shadows, who really want to walk the path and who really want to do the work, okay? So that being said, I've set that intention for this channel to attract those who are in that space and repel those who are not, okay? Because I'm a shoot straight type of person. I like to just be honest and tell the truth, and because I believe it's the truth that sets us free, okay? So I'm not here to make everything sound good. I'm not here to make everybody feel better, and I'm not one of those who are here to assist people in a never-ending fairy tale love story that's not actually ever going to come to anything, and to do that for years, okay? I'm not that reader. There's plenty of them, and there's plenty of people with teachings and all of that on YouTube if that's what you're looking for, but I'm not that. Don't expect it from me, okay? So that being said, this is the reading for the guidance for this week for those who are walking through the journey for the twin flames. So let's go. Overall, this next week, the energy is rest and reconsider, okay? So what I just get right off the bat from everything that I'm seeing here is this is a week about spiritual completion, okay? This is a week about having to put down things that need to be put down, it is this feeling of this has been a long, hard battle. Everybody is spiritually feeling like they need a break. They need a rest, but I'm feeling like this new energy is going to come in to grant that. Everybody's getting a little bit of relief from the struggle and the battle of the things that they've been having to clear within themselves for their twin flame connection over the last, periods of time. So this is a time I'm just getting that there will be like a fresh energy. So even though there's this rest and reconsider energy, I'm getting this fresh newness coming in from that, okay? That's allowing that in. This resting I'm getting is like laying down the things that are blocking you in the connection. Resting from that wheel, that cycle of resistance, that cycle of fighting against the path that the universe is laying out for the two, okay? That where people want to do things their way, they want things to go how they think it should go, and all of that, that is coming to a rest or a halt this week. So this rest is allowing things to go the way that the universe is trying to go. I'm getting that this rest is more so getting into the flow of the universal energies and giving up your way, your expectation, what you think, and just having to go with the way the universe is mapping it out for you, even if you can't see where exactly that is taking you. Now, when I look at the masculine here, I'm just getting that this is a time for him to realize that in order to rebuild, he's going to have to shield himself from the energies that make him look at all of his options, that make him look at something else other than his divine feminine. Okay, so he's going to have to begin to shield himself from these energies that get him out of a place of mentally being in a place to really build. And this comes from sometimes looking at too many options, looking outside for things or ways to avoid having to do certain things that he needs to do, that he knows he's going to have to do in order to come into, to get where he wants to be with his feminine. And so this is a time of him really rebuilding that, having to get more and more in touch with his heart and what he truly feels, and beginning to rebuild the foundation. If he's going to rebuild the foundation, he has to shield against any other options. This is also a week of him being supported by the universe, by the spiritual realm, to be able to come into a better foundation within his heart, to restructure some things where he's able to allow his heart to give. This is to bring him to a place of giving, of wanting to offer something, okay? And he's able to offer it with the support of the universe at this time. So he's coming into more foundation within his own heart. Another thing here is he's coming into a place of being able to express himself. He is missing the feminine in some way, okay? In some way feeling isolated from her, missing her in some way, coming into awareness of that and realizing he's coming into this new idea that he's going to have to share what he knows. He's going to have to share what he knows. And this is a new idea for him, that he's going to have to express himself. He's going to have to share what he knows if he wants to reach his goal. Okay, if he wants this new love, because what I'm getting is he wants a new love with the divine feminine, not the way that it's been in the past or the old. He's wanting a new love, a new start, like a love to be in a new way. But in order for him to do that, he's going to come into this realization, and he's having to come into this realization that he cannot hold on to what he knows. He has to give it. He has to share what he knows, if he's going to not be without her. Now, what I'm looking at for the feminine is this is a time for her to take a step back and have to look at herself, okay, and her foundation within herself, her foundation of mothering, nurturing, thinking that this is the way to move forward with what she wants. She's having to get out of the mindset of being this weaker vessel, or this, like, how can I say it, this repressed version of the divine feminine. And what do I mean by the repressed version of the divine feminine? It is her thinking, her not being able to grasp the concept of not constantly being this nurturing mother, and realizing that she has to rise up in her power, and she has to be more than that. Okay, if she's going to really rise up and have the foundation within herself and be the divine feminine that she truly is. Okay, so this week she's coming into that awareness, and she's having to move forward mentally. She's been stuck mentally because of this whole thing of thinking that she has to be this nurturing, like she can't consider herself, or like her unconditional love does not apply to her. Well, this is the imbalance of the divine feminine energy. When the divine feminine energy is imbalanced, it is completely this giving, giving, giving. Remember that divine feminine energy is a receiving energy, okay? This is why during sexual intercourse, the feminine receives, the masculine gives. A feminine that is giving, 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 and not in a place to receive, this is not a balanced feminine, okay? So when people try to act like that's the divine feminine, it is not. It is not. That is a feminine who has not risen to her divinity, okay? And she's in a place of wanting to give, 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 which is actually more of a masculine energy, okay? But she's having to overcome these things in her mind, that she has to be this imbalanced, powerless feminine that just gives, 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 but is not able to receive, okay? This is also a time of her realizing that though the masculine may have not always given her what she deserved, she's finding the strength and the balance within herself to appreciate what she was given and being able to move forward in the physical. Her inability to move forward in the physical, really moving forward with her life, is based in the fact that she felt like she deserved more, and she could not appreciate what he had given her. Because of the way she was looking at it. And she's also moving beyond that, okay, for this week. Another thing is her having to, this week is about her having to look at things that she refused to look at. because she was too hard-headed, too stubborn, keeping her eyes closed, not wanting to look at the fact that her trust issues with the masculine had more to do with herself than it did with him. It had more to do with her not trusting herself than it did with him. Because everything was actually serving their union. Everything was actually working for their good. So she couldn't appreciate that though initially. But this is about her having to come into that awareness of her own trust issues within herself, and her inability to trust him is a representation of her inability to trust herself to choose correctly. This is something that's new to her, okay? So this week, she won't feel strong in that. She's going to feel like, it's almost like a kid that's learning to ride training wheels where they keep falling, then they have to get back on, then they fall again and they have to get back on. I'm getting that type of energy because she's having a hard time emotionally processing that and processing how her own lack of trust for herself is playing a role in her lack of trust with the masculine. And so she's having to work that out, and she's still wobbly with that, okay? So this is a time where it's a good time for the feminine to get the support that she needs, and to allow in that support, you know, whether it's through people like me, and, you know, getting help, whether it's taking in information, or however your support, the universe is putting support around you. This is a time for her to allow that support, you know, ask for the help. If you're struggling, reach out and get the help that you're needing, you know. Do a soul healing session if you're needing a soul healing session. If you're needing to look at your blockages, do a blockage reading. Like, get the support that's there for you. Like, I even have the Divine Power radio show that's free with a bunch of information on there. That is support. You know, go there and listen to that. Take the effort to get the support that you need, not to look at what he's doing, but to get the help that you need for yourself. Okay, to be able to deal with the things that you're needing to deal with within yourself, which actually works for him and for you. But it's really overcoming that mentality that you have to fix him, that you have to help him get there, that you have to, you know, all of these different things. That she's having to move forward from that and look at herself and realize that the reason she was doing that was from her own codependency, from her own issues within herself. Okay, so she's got to look at the things that she's been refusing to look at, and the ways that she's been pointing the finger at him and blaming him for it when he's mirroring back to her own issues and her own lack. Okay, so that is the guidance for the next week, guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. Remember, there's the 5 Hours to True Love Bootcamp that can help you with getting yourself in alignment. Okay, it works on the physical aspects, like how you need to align your life to come into alignment with true love, mentally how you need to align, and emotionally. There's certain perspectives that we can't have, like having the perspective that love is somehow here to help us feel better. See, all of these things will put you out of alignment with true love. It's going to put you in alignment with things like karmic partners, false twin flames, things like that. So the 5 Hours to True Love Bootcamp helps you to clear some of that out, okay? So consider taking it. The link for that will be in the description box below. And I will see you guys next week, okay? Love you. Bye.